In the heart of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, stands a grand yet eerie structure known as the Dr. Drish House. Built in 1837 by Dr. John R. Drish, the mansion was once a symbol of Southern elegance and prosperity, with its Greek Revival architecture and towering columns. However, beneath its grandeur lies a legacy of tragedy and death, leading to tales of ghostly apparitions and mysterious fires that have persisted for over a century. Dr. John Drish was a prominent figure in Tuscaloosa, a wealthy plantation owner, physician, and a man of influence. Despite his status, Dr. Drish was plagued by a dark side, one marked by a struggle with alcoholism and rumors of cruelty. The house he built was intended to showcase his wealth and success, but it quickly became the stage for a series of tragedies that would cement its haunted reputation. In 1839, just 2 years after the mansion was completed, Dr. Drish's wife Sarah died suddenly. The exact cause of her death remains a mystery, with some accounts suggesting she suffered a fall down the grand staircase, while others imply a lingering illness. Her passing marked the beginning of the house's tragic history, leaving Dr. Drish in a state of deep mourning. To cope with his grief, he turned increasingly to alcohol, and as his addiction worsened, the house became a place of isolation and despair. Dr. Drish's life took a turn for the worse as his addiction spiraled out of control. By the time of his own death in 1867, the once respected doctor was a shadow of his former self. On the night of his passing, it is said that Dr. Drish, delirious and in a fit of desperation, stumbled through the halls of his mansion, muttering to himself about visions of fire. His death, shrouded in mystery, left many wondering if he had foreseen something sinister, or if he was merely suffering from the effects of his addiction. His niece, Katherine, inherited the house and, respecting Dr. Drish's dying wish, held a grand funeral for him. Dr. Drish had been obsessed with funerary traditions, and he often spoke of how he wanted his own send-off to be spectacular. Katherine followed his instructions precisely, lighting candles and arranging an elaborate affair. After the funeral, the candles were carefully stored away, as per Dr. Drish's instructions, with the intention of using them again when Katherine herself passed away. Years later, the Drish House fell into disrepair as Katherine struggled with financial difficulties. In the 1900s, as the house was abandoned and its once beautiful features deteriorated, reports of strange occurrences began to surface. Passers-by claimed to see flickering lights in the windows, even though the house had long been vacant. The most unsettling of these stories involved a mysterious fire that seemed to ignite and extinguish itself without explanation. According to local legend, the fire appeared in the tower of the mansion, the same place where Dr. Drish had spent his final, tormented hours. Witnesses reported seeing flames licking the windows, but when firefighters arrived, there was no evidence of fire, no smoke, no burn marks, nothing to suggest there had been any flames at all. This event would repeat itself several times over the years, leading some to believe that it was the spirit of Dr. Drish, eternally seeking the grand funeral pyre he envisioned for himself but never received. In 1901, Katherine Drish passed away in the very mansion she had inherited. As per Dr. Drish's request, the same candles used during his funeral were brought out and prepared for Katherine's own service. However, in the chaos following her death, the candles mysteriously disappeared. The family searched the entire house, but the candles were never found. Katherine was buried without them, and the unexplained disappearance left a chilling mark on the family's memory. Not long after Katherine's death, the haunting reports intensified. Visitors to the house claimed to hear footsteps echoing through the empty corridors, and some even saw shadowy figures moving from room to room. One particular apparition, believed to be Katherine herself, was seen on multiple occasions standing by the grand staircase, as if searching for something, perhaps the missing candles that had been so important to her and Dr. Drish. Of all the strange occurrences reported at the Drish House, none are as consistent or as unsettling as the sightings near the tower. The tower, where Dr. Drish spent his final hours, has become the focal point of the house's haunted reputation. Over the years, numerous witnesses have claimed to see a figure standing in the tower window, staring out over the property. The figure, often described as a man in old-fashioned clothing, bears a striking resemblance to Dr. Drish. Some say the figure's eyes glow with an unnatural light, and he appears surrounded by a faint halo of flames, echoing the mysterious fires reported in the house. Paranormal investigators who have explored the Drish House report that the tower is where they experience the most intense activity. Cold spots, unexplained EMF spikes, and even the sensation of being pushed or grabbed have all been documented. Those who have stayed in the house overnight often leave before dawn, unable to endure the oppressive atmosphere that seems to emanate from the tower. As the years went by, the Drish House passed through several owners, each one attempting to restore the mansion to its former glory, yet no one was ever able to complete the restoration. Some owners faced financial ruin, while others experienced strange accidents or bouts of bad luck that led them to sell the property. It's as if the house itself is cursed, destined to remain in its decaying state as a monument to the tragedies that unfolded within its walls. Locals believe that the spirits of Dr. Drish and Katherine are trapped within the house, bound to it by the unfulfilled wishes and tragedies they endured. The mysterious fires that appear in the tower are thought to be the manifestation of Dr. Drish's unfulfilled desire for a grand funeral pyre, while Katherine's ghost is said to wander the halls, forever searching for the candles that were lost. Today, the Drish House stands as a reminder of a bygone era, with its peeling paint, broken windows and overgrown gardens. Though it has been used as various establishments over the years, a school, a church, and even a wrecking company, its haunted reputation has persisted. Visitors still report strange occurrences, disembodied voices, the feeling of being watched, and, of course, the inexplicable fires in the tower. One of the most recent encounters happened in the 1990s, when a group of teenagers, eager to explore the haunted house, entered the property at night. As they wandered through the rooms, they heard footsteps behind them, but when they turned, no one was there. When they finally reached the tower, one of them saw a figure standing at the top of the stairs, illuminated by an unnatural light. Terrified, they fled the house, swearing never to return. The Dr. Drish House remains one of Alabama's most enduring legends, a place where history, tragedy, and the supernatural intertwine. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, there is no denying the eerie atmosphere that surrounds the mansion. For those brave enough to visit, the flicker of flames in the tower serves as a chilling reminder that some spirits may never find peace.